It was a lynching that made international headlines. Pehlu Khan beaten to death by Gaur Rakshaks in Alwar in Rajasthan earlier this year. He had named 6 men who attacked him in his dying declaration, and now all 6 have been let off by the police. The family says it's a travesty of justice and a cover-up. Harsha Kumari Singh has more.
Sudhir Yadav, Naveen Sharma, Om Prakash and Hukam Chand, Rahul Saini and Jagmal Singh. These are the 6 people named by Pehlu Khan in his dying declaration as his attackers. When they beat me, they called out their names to each other. They said they are members of the VHP and the Bajrang Dal. They threatened us, if anyone crosses Behror with cows, we will beat them like this. But the investigation in this case was handed over from this police station to the CID-CB, which in its report said, these 6 people were not seen in the photographs and visuals recorded of the incident. Their mobile locations also did not show them at the spot of the beating. Instead, it said they were 4 kilometers away. A fact clearly disputed by Pehlu's family.
इन्हीं लोगों ने हमारी वहाँ पे मार पिटाई की थी, शुरुआत भी इन्हीं लोगों ने की थी। इन्हीं लोगों ने जो ओम यादव, हुकुम चंद यादव, सुधीर यादव।
So who were these 6 people given a clean chit by the CID-CB? One of them, Jagmal Singh, runs this Gaushala 4 kilometers from the spot where Pehlu was beaten. The cows taken away from Pehlu's family were brought here. It was on this highway 5 months ago that Pehlu Khan was beaten so badly that he died. He was transporting milch cows to his home. Where does the case that made international headlines stand now? 6 people named by Pehlu Khan have been given a clean chit by the CID-CB. 7 others arrested by the police on the basis of video evidence. 5 of them have got bail from the Rajasthan High Court. And the Pehlu Khan case now threatens to fall apart. In Behror, with cameraman Shamshu Zoha, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Well, it's actually quite a heartbreaking story, the way this entire case has played out, as Harsha was reporting there. And I just want to first go across on the phone line to Harsh Mandar, a well-known human rights activist who's actually been travelling the country now. All right, I think Mr. Mandar's line has got disconnected, but we're going to go across to him because, his group was attempting to actually go to this place where Pehlu Khan was attacked, and they claim that the Bajrang Dal actually issued threats to their group and wouldn't let them go there. So I want to ask Harsh Mandar about that in just a minute. Senior journalist Javed Ansari joining us tonight, Professor Rakesh Sinha of the RSS, and Kavita Srivastav from the PUCL joining us from Jaipur this evening. Professor Rakesh Sinha, let me ask you first. Isn't this a travesty of justice that this man named 6 people in his dying declaration, all 6 are known to be linked to some Gaur Rakshak group or the other, and then suddenly all of them are let off? All of them are it looks like an extremely gross miscarriage of justice, and the impunity with which the state government thinks that it can get away with this is even more shocking.
Nidhi, one thing I want to make it very clear, that RSS, Vishnu Prasad, Bajrang Dal, all these organizations are bracketed with all those people who are allegedly involved in such incidents. So don't consider that I have come to plea for someone who have been associated with such attacks or such incidents. Now I'm making it clear. We should avoid the conspiracy theory that if they have been given clean chit, then there was a pressure from the government, there was a pressure from political party, ruling party. It seems that, look, the Home Minister categorically said if their names appear in the video, and the video was concocted in such a way that
how do you know it was concocted?
Because CID investigation is now in public. There were
it's a coincidence that all of them are linked to Gaur Rakshak groups and to the Bajrang Dal and the VHP and the police. And the police don't take this man's dying declaration.
If you allow me to complete my version, then you can contest me, you can reject me. I am not.
I'm saying, why should we believe the police?
I am also shocked by the death of killing of the Pehlu Khan. I am not that I am enjoying his killing. Here I am telling you that CID may be wrong, police may be wrong. That can be challenged and contested. Nobody is stopping anybody. My point is that day 6 vehicles were seized, and the videography was used of all other seizure because the police inspector was against all those people who were seizing the vehicles because he was taking money from the smugglers who were smuggling the cow. There is one fact. Second, that Pehlu Khan belonged to Mewat. This incident took place in Alwar. How could he name 6 people and say that they were Bajrang Dal and Vishnu Prasad? That is the allegation coming from other side. I am not saying that I am endorsing, but these are the two facts which must be considered in any debate.
Nidhi, this is incorrect. Pehlu Khan never named the organizations. He said that this is the name they were talking.
Exactly.
They said Hukum, they said Om, isko maro, Om isko gira ke isko maro, iski truck jala do.
It was when the police investigated the link.
आपकी पूरी बात सुनी,
एक लाइन सुन लीजिए, आप कंटेस्ट एक लाइन,
ठीक है बोलिए।
देखिए मेरा ये कहना है कि पहलू खान बिलोंग टू मेवात. Incident took place in.
So what?
No. He wasn't deaf, yeah.
If
you and Pawan Khada start bashing me and you start talking, you start naming Pawan, or Pawan names you,
a person
you don't have to be geographically from the same area.
What I am telling, I am telling that it is not my words. I am just quoting the CID report. I am quoting the police investigation report that Pehlu Khan belonged to that person. These names were brought by the CBI. Sorry, CID. Brought by the CID. If you are saying that CID has done wrong, police has done wrong,
yes,
then
I am. Actually, I am. I'm going to stick my neck out here and say that. Javed Ansari, the problem is, it's so brazen. It is so brazen.
There is not so much of a difference, by the
way.
No,
sir, this is
Javed Ansari.
How could you know the person belongs to?
He heard the names being shouted.
My God.
They were talking to each other. They were addressing each other. If I say Javed bhai इनको मारो, तो आपने जावेद भाई का नाम सुना या नहीं सुना? क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
None of the 6 people belong to any organization. BSP Bajrang Dal. So kindly don't take name of Bajrang Dal.
आप वहीं तक कहिए ना कि इस संगठन के नहीं थे, हम चुप हो जाएंगे.
Nidhi, Rakesh usually does a good job of defending the BJP and his ideological friends. Today it is such a bad case that even he is tying himself up in knots. He says because they were from different areas, even for argument's sake, I accepted they were from 2 different towns. But how did they know the names? If Pawan Kheda and Rakesh get together and start bashing me up, and then Rakesh calls out to Pawan Kheda, I don't have to be from the same region to get to know the name. And the sheer brazenness with these things happening, 1, people are getting killed, 2, brazenly they are all being let off. This happened in the case with Akhlaq. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rakesh. This has happened in the case of Pehlu Khan. What is one to make of this? And then to say that no, this is not a part. The state has nothing to do with it. A dying declaration of a man has no value.
No.
And actually, lawyers are saying that dying declaration can be submitted in court.
All the investigation come to the conclusion that these 6 people are not represented. Someone has killed. Someone has killed.
If they do not belong to RSS and Vishnu, why is he defending them? Why is he defending them if they first he comes and says they do not belong to Vishnu Parishad and RSS and Bajrang Dal? Then he defends them. Do not support the CID. You just keep quiet. You just defend your organization. Don't defend the ghastly murder. Nidhi, I need to ask 4 or 5 questions. Did the Prime Minister condole with the family? Did he condemn this particular episode? Please let me finish now. Did he do anything to show that he stands with this family? No. He just comes every 2 months, criticizes so-called Gaurakshaks, and then we say, everybody starts celebrating. Prime Minister has distanced himself. What has he done? This is my question. Nothing at all. You interviewed the Home Minister of Rajasthan. I remember Gulab Chand Kataria. I was on that show. After that, Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi in the parliament says, Alwar mein to aisa kuch hua hi nahi tha. And this is what everything has been scripted so well. What Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said on April the 7th, in the parliament, is happening today. Is happening. It's on the floor of the house. I have the record of the parliament.
I am not defending
anyone. You defend RSS. We have no problem. That's your job. Don't defend the murder. Don't defend the murder. Don't defend these 6 people. These 6 people. It's a dying declaration. It has no. I'm sorry. It's one man's statement against that Gaushala, Gau ka Vada, the other witness who says, "नहीं ये 6 तो हमारे यहाँ थे." The statement of Pehlu Khan versus the statement of another guy who no one knows. Who will we go by? I'm sorry. No, Mr. Sinha.
At the very least, it required much deeper. No, 1 second, sir. I need to go across to Mr. Harsh Mandar. As I was saying, Harsh Mandar's group it's a citizens group. It's a civil society group that has been traveling actually. In a sense it's a mohabbat ka safar, as they call it, because they feel that at this time of these hate crimes and this kind of violence that is taking place, it's important to reach out to people. Harsh Mandar, can you tell us what happened with your group vis-a-vis this particular place in Rajasthan where Pehlu Khan was killed? Because I understand that you all wanted to go there and have a meeting and you have got threats. Who's given you these threats?
See, Nidhi, this karma started, I was listening to the debate. So, very specifically on the question, we were and we continue to plan. We were in Mewat all day today visiting families. affected by lynching, and we're moving to Alwar, and we were wanting to have a meeting in the morning in Behror and to also place flowers at the place where Pehlu Khan was lynched. So there was a statement issued by the Bajrang Dal, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, and the Hindu Jagran Manch, saying that they would oppose and would not allow the Karwan-e-Mohabbat to enter Behror or to pay homage at the site of Pehlu Khan. So we are insisting that we will go under all circumstances.
So it is a Bajrang Dal statement. It is a Bajrang Dal statement that says it will not allow you.
Yeah, it will not allow us. But I just wanted to say one very quick thing, because just to place your debate in context. I've been traveling now. I've done Assam, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Western Uttar Pradesh, and today Haryana. And there's a pattern. We hear just about Akhlaq and Pehlu Khan and Junaid cases. I have now met so many families, and the pattern is exactly the same, where you have a mob lynching, very brutal killing of young people, almost entirely of the Muslim community, occasionally of the Dalit community, and the police consistently registers cases against the victim, and it's ensured that the people involved in lynching. So it's not just, let's not just talk about Pehlu Khan. It's actually a pattern you're seeing across the country, and it's so disturbing. And there's no defense for
that is a very important point you made, and I want to get Kavita Srivastava in on that. What Harsh Mandar is saying is actually very worrying, that you have a pattern here of killing. You have the police actually going after the victims, and we have seen that repeatedly in case after case. In this Pehlu Khan case in particular, though, Kavita, how is this going to go down? I mean, what do you have to say to Professor Rakesh Sinha, who is now making geographical arguments that, well, he was from Mewat, he wouldn't have understood what people in Alwar were saying?
Firstly, I'd like to condemn this recent conclusion of the CID-CB, which has removed the 6 people who were named in the FIR from being guilty. They are not anymore the accused. They have been removed from the investigation. 9 other people were arrested. Many of them are now out on bail, because the FIR had 6 people plus 200. So these 6 people who are different office bearers of different Hindu cabal organizations, they have been left out. They are teachers, they are student leaders, they have been removed, but 9 others who were like, the chut bhaiyas, they have been arrested. So the leaders have been given a clean chit. And what the pattern in this investigation, I'd like to say 2 things. Number 1, right in the beginning, the Home Minister said the Gau Rakshaks did a good job. He was meaning the Alwar Gau Rakshaks, the Behror Gau Rakshaks. However, they took law in their hands. What do you mean by this? Secondly, if the police really wanted to investigate fairly, we think it's completely unfair investigation. It's completely the police and the Rajasthan government, ensuring that the leaders, the Gau Rakshaks, get away. But what about the criminal case which has been filed against Pehlu Khan, his 2 sons, Azmat and Rafiq? What happened to that case? I mean, they were charged with cow smuggling. They were called Gau Taskars. The police has called them in the FIR. What happened to that investigation?
Kavita, that is the astounding thing. That the victims have police cases against them. Yes, criminal cases against them. It's astounding. Professor Sinha,
absolutely.
It is outrageous. Again, I come to this point.
Absolutely.
Is it just a coincidence that the men who are the Gau Rakshaks are the ones who have been let off? Should there not have been a more thorough investigation? What if they're not on the video?
I welcome
Kavita, 1 second. So what if they're not on the video?
I welcome Kavita Srivastava, because in democracy...
Kavita, 1 second, Kavita. Give me a second.
Kavita ji, I welcome your this statement that you are rejecting the CID report. In democracy, you have right to reject. You have to claim justice and go to higher court. There is nothing wrong. But here I am making 2 things clear. I am making 2 things clear. Kavita Srivastava says that all 6 people who were office bearer of different organizations. Can she name any individual who belongs to a particular organization and office bearer. This is propaganda. Here I contest these people. You can fight. I am also shocked by the killing of that person.
Are any of them members of the
Can you tell me the one person's name? He belongs to a particular organization.
Kavita?
Yes, they are members of the Hindu Jagran Manch. Some of them are members of the Bajrang Dal. Some of them are ABVP members.
These are
the
subjective. If I say they are the members,
you asked her to name the organization.
No. I can count hundreds of the organizations' name. I say they belong to the Congress organization. Then what will happen? I say they belong.
The police has found out that their records that these people are connected to these organizations.
Kavita Srivastava said in her
statement. Decide who you want to defend.
Let him finish. One second.
Kavita Srivastava said they are office bearer of different organizations. And now she is shifting to they belong to different organizations. She is counting. You can count.
You asked her to name those organizations. She's
no. Office bearer. Just replay that. She says they are the office bearers of the different organizations. This is bluntly wrong. This is bluntly. I condemn such a statement from the PUCL. I don't expect PUCL. You can reject CID report. You have right to reject. You can go to Supreme Court, High Court to appeal for Pehlu Khan. And as far as Harsh Mandir, I have to address the Harsh Mandir issue.
Yeah.
I have one suggestion.
Don't shift the goalpost.
He's got a Bajrang Dal threat against his group.
No, Mr.
I don't know. I have not read that.
Don't shift the goalpost. Just 1 minute.
Not changing goalpost. Kavita ji, have you appeared before the CID? Kavita ji, I request you to go to CID and give all the documents you have.
Rakesh ji, let her respond.
Kavita ji, you go to CID and police, reopen the case, give all the details you have. You have all the details on TV channel, not before the police and CID. It is really strange.
Okay, Professor.
People come to TV studio all the facts, but when there is a CID inquiry,
other TV channels are solving murders on TV. हम तो murder solving कर रहे हैं.
Can I say something?
One second. I want Kavita to answer. Go ahead. 1 second. Kavita, go ahead.
See, Nidhi, two things. Number one, the investigation moved from the local police station to a close-by police station under the IG's supervision. Now, the investigating officer filed a charge sheet because 90 days were up and 6-7 of them had been arrested. And he kept pending investigation under these people and said, and also claimed that if they can be found, they put out some money also, that if anybody can help us locate them. The Home Minister moved the investigation to CID-CB to close the case because the earlier officer very clearly said he never gave them a clean chit. The earlier officer clearly said that you cannot say that if they're in the video. He clearly said, he said the video seems to be in the middle of the event. So I want to tell Mr. Rakesh that the CID-CB...
You all know the narrative.
No.
Everything is published in the newspaper.
Kindly,
you are trying to escape my question.
I want to ask Javed.
I have one simple question to Kavita Srivastava. The things you are telling on TV channels that they belong to the particular organization, office, kindly go to CID and give all the information. Who
all that information is there.
Who did stop you? Who did stop you? In TV channels, you get enlightened about the crime, just like the police inspector. You are talking like a police inspector, not a human rights activist. And as far as Harsh Mandir is concerned, he has thrown out his women employee from her organization midnight.
What are you getting into?
I know Harsh Mandir. He is poisoning. Harsh Mandir is poisoning his anti-RSS.
I'm sorry, that's not fair. That is not fair to Harsh Mandir. That is not fair.
His entire narrative. Go to his organization.
What is the narrative? Why should Bajrang Dal tell him that he can't go to his NGO? Why should Bajrang Dal tell him he can't? Why should Bajrang Dal stop anybody from going?
Employee of Harsh Mandir was thrown out in midnight.
Why should Bajrang Dal?
This is.
Will you defend it? 1 second. Do you defend Bajrang Dal threatening him? Do you defend Bajrang Dal threatening him?
You are not. The patrata honi chahiye. Deserve. He doesn't deserve to be human rights activist. Harsh Mandir doesn't deserve to be called a human rights activist. He is a thoroughly, you can call an anti-RSS, anti-Hindutva activist. Harsh Mandir is an anti-RSS, anti-Hindutva activist. He is running NGO, anti-RSS, anti-BJP.
1 second. Does Bajrang Dal have a right to disallow him or threaten him and not allow his group to come and speak somewhere?
No one should have right to threat. If Bajrang Dal has threatened that is wrong. That I'm telling you. But they can ask that not allow this person because the communal harmony may be disturbed. It is if you have democratic rights, I have democratic right to protest. I have democratic right to question you. I am questioning Harshmander. I am questioning the integrity of Harshmander. Let there be probe of the Harshmander's NGO activities of Harshmander's NGO.
One second. It's really unfortunate. This is not an. This is not. This shouldn't turn into a personal attack on Harshmander.
They are attacking entire RSS. I am RSS. My integrity is under threat, and you are saying that not personal attack. The Harshmander is attacking the entire RSS. I belong to RSS. You can question my integrity, but I can't question.
Did he name the RSS? Did he name the RSS?
Look, everything is published everything is out, and I am challenging Harshmander. There should be a probe of his organization's activities.
Harshmander is on the line with us. I think it's only fair that he gets a chance to respond to what is going on here. Mr. Mandar, go ahead.
I'm just shocked at the tone of Mr. I am against the ideology of the RSS. I am passionately opposed to the ideology of the RSS. I am opposed to the ideology that resulted in an opposition to what the idea of India is, what the Constitution stands for, the equal rights for every minority in this country. And the RSS stands for a Hindu Rashtra. I am opposed to the idea of the Hindu Rashtra, and I have the right to do it. And I believe that this caravan of love that we are trying to take out is
Sir, answer my question about your NGO.
Idea
He's narrating that he's anti-RSS. I told that. He's endorsing. He's anti-RSS. He's going to campaign against the RSS and BSP. I have made allegation. Let him answer.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm not entertaining it. This has nothing to do with Harshmander's NGO. I'm sorry. This is a diversionary tactic. Nobody wants to.
I'm not questioning his right. I'm asking.
We have to stay focused on the issue, and Javed Ansari, I'm giving you the last word on this. The problem here is that, as was pointed out before, the Prime Minister from time to time distances himself from these Gau Rakshaks in a very generic way. He hasn't talked about specific incidents. But when a state police does what it has done in Rajasthan today, this flies in the face of that. How long can he distance himself from this?
Well, not just distance himself. When the state police, and not just in the case of Pehlu Khan, it also happened in the case of Akhlaq. I have figures. In 49% of the cases, 45% of the cases that have been filed, there are also cases against victims. 45% of the cases against people who've been lynched are against the victims as well. What kind of a message does this send? He's saying, why don't you go to the police station? I'd be very scared to go to the police station, because tomorrow they'll charge me with it. This is the kind of atmosphere that prevails in this country.
In channels, you are not scared, Javed bhai.
When a minister goes and salutes those.
Yes.
When a minister
does not go in, you are diverting. We are
not. It's very much part of the
whatever he says, this is not diversion. I say this is deviation.
Yes, with the tricolor. That's the message the Prime Minister has sent to Gau Rakshaks. Whatever he says doesn't matter at all.
5 people one side, and I don't get the time to
because you're wrong.
I have to leave it there. It is a case that we will follow very, very closely. It's very unfortunate that these 6 people named in the dying declaration have gotten away. But I think people like Kavita Srivastav, Harshmander and others will continue to fight this, and we will see whether the courts actually do take it up. Thank you to all of you for coming in. When we take a break, we will completely shift gears and leave you with something to smile about instead. Serena Williams' young daughter.